The opinions and suggestions expressed on the following program are solely those of the participants and are not necessarily endorsed by KRMG, Cox Media Group Incorporated, or the program sponsors. This following program is sponsored by Causeway, LLC. Information in this broadcast is not intended as an investment, tax, or financial advice. Matthew Moore is not a licensed investment advisor and speaks solely from his experience and opinions. All information in this broadcast is for entertainment or educational purposes only. Matthew Moore, Causeway, LLC, and Cox Media Group Tulsa are not responsible for the success or failure of any person's investment decisions or purchases. Matthew Moore, Causeway, LLC, and Cox Media Group Tulsa makes no and expressly disclaims all representations, warranties, and guarantees with respect to this broadcast and its sponsors. Investing in any market is inherently risky and can be financially dangerous. Invest at your own risk. Gather knowledge in the world of cryptocurrency right now on 102.3 KRMG, Tulsa's news and talk. Welcome to Cryptocurrency with Matthew J. Moore. Matthew is locally based right here in Tulsa. Questions, comments, concerns? Call 918-460-5764 or send us an open mic using the KRMG app. Now, here's Cryptocurrency with Matthew J. Moore.
And good Sunday evening to you. My name is Russell Mills. Thanks for tuning in for Cryptocurrency with Matthew J. Moore. We are live and local. Yes, it's a holiday weekend, but you know what? The world of finance never really takes a day off because we live on a globe. And that's one of the things about cryptocurrencies. They are truly global. Here's a guy who's done a little globetrotting, has written a book about fiat currencies and cryptocurrencies, and is our resident expert on all this stuff. Matthew J. Moore. Welcome, Matt.
So much exciting news and also potential, in my opinion, this is my personal opinion, for life-changing wealth. So if you're new to the space, maybe you're an expert, maybe you're just infatuated. I want to welcome you to the radio show, in my opinion, the best radio show on the subject matter. But today we have some very, very special interviews for you all. And to help navigate this crypto revolution is my magnetic and good-looking co-host, Eric Cooper. How you doing, buddy?
Man, I am doing good. Your adjectives of description are always a little egregious.
Always on point.
You can get away with it on radio.
Yeah. There's a terminology, a face for radio. Yeah, I'm not going to go too into that. But Matt, I saw a quote, and I see it often. The best time to buy cryptocurrency was 4 years ago, yesterday, whatever. The second best time is to buy it today.
Right.
And so I'm excited because we do have a couple of really, really great people here with David and Stephen in today. And you know what? Bitcoin actually itself is at its highest point since I believe it was May 11th. We had episode 4. Elon got on and ran his mouth and basically turned the whole industry on him. So that was good stuff. But we have done so much more because, again, we're here to talk not just about the monetary value, store of value, but innovation. So I'm excited. Let's get it going on today.
Right. Well, we're going to start this week off because technically Sunday is the first day of the week. We're going to start off right. And I think this entire week is going to be extremely exciting when it comes to price action for Bitcoin. I'm looking at maybe $58,000 by the time this week is over.
Say what?
Yeah. So what? Right. But you know, this episode, we got some back-to-back great content. One is with a bank that we've had on a previous episode, but this just isn't any bank, guys. This is with the one and only Vast Bank. And why do I say that? They're the only bank that is truly changing the traditional banking model with cryptocurrency. And you guessed it, they are headquartered right here in our own backyard in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And on the second half of the show, we've got David Schwartz, who is the CEO of a company called Hedge, which is changing the way that you get paid in cryptocurrency. We actually met the Hedge team in June down in Miami at the Bitcoin conference, and they are some really cool people. We had a lot of fun with them at the after party, and they are doing some world-changing stuff. In fact, if you want to join the largest gathering in the world of world changers in one place, then you need to join us, the Oklahoma delegation going down to Miami, Florida for the Bitcoin 2022 conference. It's April 6th through 9th, and it is literally the world's largest cryptocurrency event in the world. And it's a combination, okay, get this. It's a combination of sun, beach, education, networking, and literally the greatest party you have ever seen. And luckily for you, we've got the inside scoop here at the radio show, Cryptocurrency with Matthew J. Moore. Our show is actually an official media partner, and if you go to my website, mattjmoore.com, and click get tickets, it will take you to the event portal, and you can use the promo code, or write this down. You got something to write this down. KRMG10. Use the promo code KRMG at checkout.
10, number 10.
Yeah,
Yep.
KRMG10 at checkout, and you can get 10% off your tickets. The tickets are currently $400, and the longer you wait, the more that price goes up in dollar terms. And what are you waiting for? I mean, seriously. Come with us to Miami. Support the show. Buy your tickets before it's too late. This event literally sold out last year, and I had the time of my life. And honestly, I think it's going to sell out again this year if I was going to be a betting man. So don't miss it. Go to mattjmoore.com and watch our highlight reels. This will give you a taste of what it was like. Watch the highlight reels from the last conference. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. It is a phenomenal time.
Yeah, I 100% cannot wait till April, and I'm a little sad because I think that they were talking about doing one at the end of the year, so now waiting till the turn. But you know what? You got to stay glued to this episode because technology is changing, Matt. The world is changing, and it's going fast. It's not waiting for you to make the decision. It's going at an alarming rate, and we're here to make sure that you don't miss possibly one of the greatest opportunities of your lifetime, and the opportunity is cryptocurrency. And we're going to dive right in with our first conversation. Today in studio, we have potentially the brainchild that is disrupting the traditional banking models.
I agree.
The CIO of Vast Bank, Stephen Taylor. Stephen, welcome back to the show, and please introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, Eric and Matt. We really appreciate you having us on today. Again, you said my name is Stephen Taylor, and I am the CIO at Vast Bank, and that just means I lead the IT department, so everything related to technology, but I'm also helping push for the cryptocurrency at Vast Bank, and along with some of our executive leaders who are very into crypto. So at some point, I'd love to have them on as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, it is extremely exciting because there are, Vast Bank, you guys have been making some real noise lately with the cryptocurrency products and services. I've seen almost every major crypto news outlet talking about you guys. I mean, it's every time I pull up some kind of news app about crypto, there's Vast Bank. So that's been really cool. So, what have you guys seen when it comes to the whole, exposure and the conversation that you guys have started as a bank getting into cryptocurrency?
Well, we definitely have seen some incredible interest, not just from people who want to participate. As soon as we put out our initial press release, we had a ton of people who went to our site and signed up to be announced as soon as they become available. And a lot of it was because they were interested in a national bank that was supporting crypto natively. The other thing is, as soon as we started putting out our major press releases that our product was ready, the press has just gone crazy. So we've been, we've had people from Forbes and from, our not only with the local partners here in Tulsa, but a lot of the things that our partnerships here in Tulsa have really led to a lot of national coverage. And we've been approached from a ton of different places, including Forbes and on the cover of Yahoo's news feed. It's been fantastic.
Well, and and I'm so excited to go deeper into this, but I will say this: I opened up my Vast Bank crypto account with you guys. I just wanted to see what it was like. I just wanted to keep in mind I'm not an existing customer, so I didn't have any previous exposure to Vast Bank, and it was remarkably super easy and fast with the Vast Crypto app that I basically just downloaded in the App Store. And I think as people are looking at cryptocurrency and maybe they don't want to get into the whole technical side of things, Vast Bank might be a solution for you guys. And that's why we have them here in studio. It's, a lot of us, are tech savvy. Some of us aren't, but they're truly making this easy. And if you've been a regular listener to this show, which I'm assuming a lot of you guys are, because this is the place to come for some good crypto information, our opinion on the future of the monetary system. We've got some bumps in the road that they're coming. Potentially, crypto could be a potential life raft to consider as we sit in this, in my opinion, sinking Titanic when it comes to our monetary policies. But, historically, fiat money, it loses purchasing power. Inflation will continue. The dollar will not always hold the world reserve currency status. I know that's hard for people to wrap their mind around, but I'm just talking about history here. But I think things like gold, silver, and cryptocurrency could be a hedge of protection for y'all. And so if you don't want to, learn about a lot of the technical side of things, and, it's not for everybody, getting their own private keys, managing their own seed phrase, a lot can be put at risk. And Vast Bank might be that answer. So I encourage you to check them out, vast.bank. Stay tuned because we got a lot to cover.
All right, you are listening to Cryptocurrency with Matthew J. Moore. We are live and local in the big city of Tulsa on your Sunday evening, and we've got a lot more to talk about. So what can you do to get paid in Bitcoin? That's one of the many topics we will brush on as we go digging for that digital gold. It's Cryptocurrency with Matthew J. Moore. Quick time out. You're listening to 102.3 KRMG, Tulsa's News and Talk. Welcome back to Cryptocurrency with Matthew J. Moore. My name is Russell Mills. Appreciate you sharing part of your Sunday evening with us as we go exploring the world of cyber currencies, of blockchain technology and non-fungible tokens, all that stuff that sounds scary until you get interested and then you get hooked. And that is happening to a lot of folks. And we get more listeners, I think, every week picking up and hitting us on the Facebook, asking more about the show. So please welcome our host in. He is from right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Matthew J. Moore. Hey, Matt.
Hey, thanks, Russell. And hello, Tulsa. And if you're not from Tulsa, what are you doing? You need to move to Tulsa. We got so much good stuff going on in this city. I call it, a city that feels like a small town. But we have everything you need.
That's exactly what I call it, the largest small town in the world.
Right.
Because it's got all that big city stuff, but a small town feel to the people.
The largest, hottest small town.
Okay, it has its warmth now and
Yes.
then. I'll give you that.
Well, welcome back. If you are interested in cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, blockchain technology, this is the show for you because we're here to try to make things that are difficult sounding sound easy. We try to put things into layman's terms. So tune in every Sunday at 5, or you can always check us out on iTunes and Spotify. We got our shows up on there. And Eric, my co-host, he's always plugging the show. And he's letting people know, hey, you know what? If you got the KRMG app, right? Or if you got website?
So you go with the website. You can go to KRMG, KRMG On Demand, the past episodes. And I think, once again, we always bring it up, episode 1 through 19, minus the lost episode.
Yep.
And
honestly, I'm not entirely upset that we lost that episode because essentially, I think it was the whole time it was just me trying to calm everybody's fears.
Yes, yeah. And like I said, I was looking at some of the numbers, but we have quite a bit of an increase happening right now. We are very, very green with Bitcoin and
price action,
the price that is, but. It's the highest it's been since episode 4. So, once again, if you want to go back, check out Spotify, check out YouTube, Crypto More. But again, check out the KRMG app. Keep it on. Allow those notifications so when we come live, you can just click on the app.
Well, that's right. We are evangelizing the orange pill. Start having great conversations about money. And in fact, we've got a special guest in studio, and I'm going to have Eric introduce him again because we were having a phenomenal conversation.
Yeah, Vast Bank is disrupting traditional banking, and so we've got Stephen Taylor, the CIO of Vast Bank, in the house. Not only were you guys the first bank in the USA to do a Bitcoin transaction, but you guys believe that crypto's here to stay, and you guys, it's going to change the future of finance. So recently, you guys just went live with your cryptocurrency services. So, Stephen, can you give us the sunshine and rainbows and all the good news that you have to bring it, converting not just your traditional banking, but also your crypto?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say that our believers are all the way up to the executive ranks.
Yeah.
And so we as an executive team and our founders believe in cryptocurrency as the big part of the future of finance. And one of the things that's always important, a lot of banks will talk about that you're doing things because the customers are asking for it. We do see that, right? There's a lot of interest in cryptocurrency, and we want to support that. But we also believe in cryptocurrency, and this is a big part for us. And we believe in the valuation and the protection of your wealth, and it's an important aspect, and that's one of the reasons we love the message here of the show.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying the first segment, and I've said this before. Someone like myself who's pretty tech savvy, and I talk about a lot of this stuff. I educate people. I read. It's one thing for me to choose to, hey, I'm going to have my own wallet. I'm going to take custodianship of these assets, write down the seed phrase. I'm going to protect my private key. There's a lot that could go into this. There's a lot of things that could go wrong if people don't do it the right way. And that's why for the last 5 years, I've been consulting people so that way they don't get hurt, or lose their money, I should say. But what you guys are doing, you guys are providing a service that allows people to have a physical location to go talk face to face with, right? Set up an account with you guys, and you guys are the custodians of it. But I think that that is inevitable, and I think it is one of those things where you're going to have groups of people that are going to prefer, hey, you know what? I think crypto's the future. I think it's exciting, it's new, it's stimulating. But I think I would feel better, working with somebody like Vast Bank. And I think that's, kind of your guys' point, right? Like
Yes.
You're making it easy.
Yeah, in fact, our tagline is "Make crypto surprisingly easy." That's our tagline,
Right.
And a big part of it to us is that we want people to start participating in this new future of the world's finance system in a way that is safe and it is sound and it's protected. And yet, in our model, we are the custodian. But the reality is, for most people, they have a bank account, and most of their money is in their bank account, and they use electronic services today. And I'm talking about fiat currency, right? And so for us, this transitions into the same thing. It's the bank helping to be the custodian of those assets. Because frankly, the most people don't take their money out of their bank account and carry it around in their pocket, right? That's the equivalent of a hard wallet, right?
Right.
So you have to really, to do it in a safe way, you really have to understand what you're doing. It's not safe for most people to do it themselves. And so this hopefully will be a way that we can help people transition into this new future, is give them a way. And we're starting that by, offering the ability to buy and sell crypto through our app.
Right. Yeah. The optionality is definitely important. What features are currently available on the Vast Crypto app, and what future features do you guys plan to include?
That's a great one. A great question. So for us, we knew that the base feature that we wanted to offer was the ability to buy and sell cryptos. And we want to offer all the cryptos, but we've been doing a lot of due diligence to make sure the ones we're offering. To me, my favorite and the one that I would promote most is Bitcoin. So that's where I, encourage everybody to start. And so for us, we offer, 8 cryptocurrencies out of the box and the ability to buy and sell them within the app. And it's fully integrated into your bank account. So it's not like it's some add-on or bolt-on. You don't have to move money there like Coinbase or an exchange or anything else. You simply, it supports direct deposit. It supports, you get a debit card. It is full banking transactions. Plus, you have the ability to buy and sell crypto natively in the transaction. And it's instant settlement. So you sell it, it's immediate. Like if you go to a gas station and you're out of cash and you need to sell a little bit of whatever, Ethereum, and to buy some gas, you can sell it. It's instantly there. You swipe your card. It's done. You don't have to move money around.
And am I imagining, but I think that going back to one of the first times you were on, you actually wrote some source code, didn't you, with the blockchain for the Bitcoin?
Yeah. I've been involved in a lot of different things, but one-way hash algorithms is something that's been really interesting to me for a long time. Just encryption in general has been really interesting to me. And actually, it was my journey through encryption that got me involved into cryptocurrency. Yeah. I've been, and I've contributed to a lot of different open source projects throughout my career. Yeah.
Well, and currently your trading fees are really cheap compared to a lot of other platforms. Is that correct?
Yeah. So we see, trading fees out there anywhere between 1.5% at Coinbase to 2%, and some even up as high as 2.5%. We felt it was important that it was very approachable. So it's a flat 1% right now.
Okay. And so, I know you guys will eventually, move to different ideas, different products and services. Tell me about this future idea of borrowing against your Bitcoin. That you guys are going to potentially offer that, right?
Yeah, so we actually are looking at things that we have to build them in a certain order. And so the first thing, just being able to have an online wallet and buy and sell crypto was kind of the foundation. The next thing we're adding is the ability to deposit and withdraw crypto. So being able to take it directly in and out. The next one is adding in payment networks. and that includes Lightning, for example. Payment networks is coming next. And then we're also working in parallel with this, the ability to be able to take, once you've invested in crypto, to be able to borrow fiat currency directly against it. So all of those are in development, in flight, and we're going to be releasing a lot of features over the next year.
Okay, so if I heard you right, so you guys are actually going to allow your future customers to, kind of like what PayPal did. PayPal launched their crypto services, and then you could buy Bitcoin. And I think now recently you can actually pull your Bitcoin off and put it in your own wallet, or a portion of it. Is that, am I hearing you correct? That's the direction you're going to go?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
That's
we want to fully enable the full crypto ecosystem. By the way, if Eric, if you guys both open an account, you can do peer-to-peer Bitcoin transfers today.
Wow.
So you can buy crypto and you can send it directly to somebody else in the Vast network today.
So just let's test that out. I'm going to need you to buy one whole coin and just send it my way, and I will confirm that it works.
Okay. Well, hey, Stephen, where can they find you guys if they want to learn more?
Well, definitely Vast.bank, our public website. That's where the majority of our information is. And of course, you can go to the Apple Store, as you said, or Google Play and download the Vast.bank crypto banking app.
That is so cool. So exciting. So many cool things happening in our backyard. And Vast Bank is leading the way when it comes to banks getting into crypto. This is the place where you got to go to tune in to hear stuff like this, because we're going to bring people like this every single week. And if you got questions or you want to answer, or you want questions answered, be sure to go to mattjmoore.com.
And by the way, if you want to actually walk into a Vast Bank lobby, they have those here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They are, again, that's the Tulsa Bank, leading the nation, really on the cutting edge of this cryptocurrency stuff. It's great. Little bragging rights for the city. And we'll be back after a quick timeout for your news and weather. You're listening to Cryptocurrency with Matthew J. Moore on 102.3 KRMG. Welcome back to Cryptocurrency with Matthew J. Moore. My name is Russell Mills. We are live and local in the big city of Tulsa on your Sunday evening. We're talking about cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology. This is the show that brings in guests from here locally as well as around the nation, industry experts who can help guide you through the dark mine that is the cryptocurrency and dig for that digital gold safely and effectively. Let's bring in our host from right here in Tulsa, Matthew J. Moore. Good evening, Matt.
Hey, thank you, Russell. And for all of those of you who have been listening, or you've been listening for some time, and maybe you are falling down that Bitcoin rabbit hole, we've got your parachute. So I'm happy you're with us. And we've got a lot of great information. We had really phenomenal last couple segments with the CIO of Vast Bank talking about how they are leading the way in disrupting traditional banking with their cryptocurrency service and products. So I was super happy to have Stephen on. We're going to probably have them on quite a bit, and they're just here in our backyard. So, why not, right? But I enjoy doing this every Sunday. So I want to welcome you. And I've got my co-host with me, Eric Cooper. Eric, what'd you think?
It's great, because when we had Stephen in last time, he had that kid in the candy store, but he couldn't tell us some certain things. And we were like, come on, how much money is it going to take? But again, Tulsa is going to continue to do this. And we know that we've got the support to help bring more innovation. And so Matt and I do this show because we want to educate folks, because it is a little scary. And the paradigm shift of cryptocurrency in your normal paycheck, it's happening. Right. And so one of the things that if you want to hop back in, check out the guys at Vast.bank, and they will walk you through. And if you just want to get in the middle of this, call Matt. Give us a call. Check out the website, mattjmoore.com, because again, I make this promise, and if you want to call me out on it, call me, call Matt. We will give you Bitcoin and show you how to get it started. We will give it to you with no expectations in reverse, because if you, it's like the Pringles. Once you pop, you can't stop.
Right. Yeah. Just, I'm not going to clarify how much Bitcoin I'm going to give you.
Yes. But, it's time to bring on our next dynamic guest. David Schwartz is the CEO of Hedge. We met David at the Bitcoin conference back in June, and we're so excited to speak with him again. And I believe David's calling in on the phone. David, are you with us?
Yes. Hi, Eric and Matt. How are you doing?
Well, we want to welcome you to the best radio show dedicated to cryptocurrency. And can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what your company is all about?
Yeah, sure. So myself, I got into the crypto space mid-2017. I'm the project director for the Litecoin Foundation, so I help provide education and adoption and awareness for Litecoin globally. And then I also am the CEO of GetHedge.io, which is a way for people to be able to actually convert any part of their payroll into crypto and have it sent to the wallets that they want it sent to automatically every payday.
That is so cool. David, we met you and your team down at the Bitcoin conference in Miami. We were the guys walking around with those crazy shirts, asked me about my Bitcoin radio show. And
yeah. In the rain, right?
In the rain. I know.
Yeah, I totally forgot about the rain part.
That was fun.
That was. Are you guys planning on going again this year?
We've already been asked that by the conference, and I think we're going to be going. I just got to make sure that logistically we're able to, but the desire from the team is definitely there to go back.
Awesome.
Sure.
That's cool. Well, let me ask you this question. What was the genesis? Why start Hedge? I mean, what problems did you guys set out to help solve?
Yeah, so like I said, getting in mid-2017, there was still a lot of infrastructure that hadn't been built out. It was really sort of more a speculator's paradise in the crypto space, right? So, but as far as like real tangible methods or mechanisms in place to actually have people make it feel like it's a part of their regular life, it just wasn't really there yet. And I learned some of that as I was the project director for the foundation. And one of the biggest barriers for me to try and break through, or what I thought needed to be broken through within the space, was to try and make crypto feel like it was a part of everybody's regular lives. And the best way to do that was to replicate how somebody is paid, but have it paid in crypto. And just like banks, people have wallets that they're pretty loyal to. Some people like to store it in cold storage wallets, or if, maybe they want to put it into a platform that helps earn them interest. Or now, just like with Vast Bank, perhaps it's just sending it straight to the bank that they're familiar with and use probably their whole life or something like that. So to me, studying up on that, it just seemed like one of the biggest hurdles was trying to figure out 99% of companies are either going to be too scared to, or it's just too clumsy of a process to try and buy Bitcoin and then, send it to their employees. There's a lot of implications with that, along with, the taxes and just all the logistics that are a part of it. And so we tried to figure out a way to where a company can use the same payroll service they use now to pay their employees. They don't pay a dime to do this, and literally they pay the person in dollars. The person receives it in dollars, and that way what happens is nobody's tax implications change. Everybody's tax reporting stays exactly the same. The only difference is it's going into an account that's been set up by them through our service, and in that account, then they've already provided instructions to us on how to convert that over and send it to the wallet they want. So to me, that was probably the biggest hurdle.
So David, you've got probably people who do things similar, competition. What sets you guys apart from your competition, and who would be the folks who consider using your services?
I think you would say pretty much anybody could use the services. It'll be contractors, it'll be salaried people, it could be hourly people. It really doesn't matter. What sets us apart is the majority of the competition that's out there now, they're doing what's considered an ACH pull, which is where you already have had your money arrive in your regular bank account, and then you go into something like Coinbase or somebody else, and you've set up a recurring pull of your money into their platform for them to then convert it. And then usually it stays there. They want to keep it in their ecosystem, right? So some of the main differences are we're catching that money for you in the middle of the process of you getting paid and converting it and sending it where you wanted it to go anyway. And so we're bypassing the exchange process. We're bypassing the manual steps that a person would normally have to take in order to go onto an exchange and do those things. And you just know that every single payday you're getting paid in Bitcoin, however amount that you wanted to, and it's going straight to the wallet you wanted it to go to. And so it just becomes like a 401k or anything else. You can just set it and forget it unless you want to change the amount that's being converted.
So do you guys, this is kind of an off-the-wall question here, but do you guys have any testimonies? What's been the response to those who've chosen to work with you guys over there at Hedge? I mean, are they like, oh my gosh, this is just remarkably easy? I mean, or, what's been your experience with this whole journey?
Yeah, so we're in the private beta phase right now. We actually have the product will be out live for people here within the next 4 weeks is the deal. And so the people that we've had come in and look at it and given us advice on it are all very happy with it. The back-end partners that we have are extremely excited. We have large players who want to get involved that if I would say a name, everybody in the world would know who they are. So we're very excited about our trajectory once we launch. We have people that many would know in different parts of the athletic space. So our marketing director is actually a former WWE superstar. Her name's Danielle Monet. Her name in the WWE was Summer Rae.
Okay.
And we got to, through a mutual friend, we started speaking in February of this year, and I got to teach her about crypto and Bitcoin specifically. And she's very, very bright, and she caught on extremely fast. And she was so excited by it that we ended up bringing her on as the marketing director. So she actually works with us. And then we have Landon Castle, who's a NASCAR driver. He's part of the private beta that we're doing. Also, CJ Sapong, he's a Major League Soccer player out of Nashville. He's part of the private beta. We have a few others, and then we've talked to people within the government system at local levels who are excited and waiting for this product to come live so that they can consider using it for people within their realm of responsibility and influence as well. So the feedback has been very positive. It's one of those things where you go into it and it looks so simple. It's kind of like I try to equate it to Google when I first started out. If you remember Google when it came out, it was really literally just a search engine and nothing more. But it was so simple, but it was so powerful when you would punch in those keywords and you literally got more answers than you ever expected and relevant answers and more than anything prior to them, right? So it's kind of like this aha moment in the space. And that's kind of what I'm equating this to is it's very, very simple, but it's very powerful at the same time. So, and that's been the feedback we've gotten at this point.
That's cool. Well, you also you are also the project director for the Litecoin Foundation, and you've worked. I'm assuming you've worked directly with Charlie Lee, who is the creator of Litecoin. We haven't really talked a lot about Litecoin on this program yet, but we'll talk about this, after we come back from break. But I just want you to give a quick summary of Litecoin. Can you describe what Litecoin is and what you guys are focused on at the foundation real quickly?
Yeah, sure. And I work directly with Charlie as well as some others over at the foundation in multiple aspects. But Litecoin is basically it's like a lighter, cheaper version of Bitcoin. So it's based off of the same code, right? With alterations, obviously, for accommodating 4 times as many coins. So as you and others know, 21 million is the highest it's ever going to be created for Bitcoins as whole coins. Of course, those are broken down, but 21 million is the cap. 84 million is the cap for Litecoin. The processing or the block rewards, so a block generation for Bitcoin is created every 10 minutes approximately. So every approximate 2.5 minutes is when a new Litecoin block is created. So it allows for greater transaction speed, like faster transaction speed at a lighter cost, not as much congestion. In many ways, it's used as a way of testing out new adaptations and improvements to a blockchain similar to Bitcoin. So we've been a part of, Segregated Witness was a precursor to Lightning Network. We were the first with the Lightning Network. Many people don't know that, but the first Lightning Network transaction was made on Litecoin, not Bitcoin.
Well, David, we got to go to break real quick. But when we come back, I want to hear more about that. This is fascinating. Okay. Fascinating.
All right, so we will talk more with David at Hedge. Coming up, you're listening to Cryptocurrency with Matthew J. Moore on 102.3 KRMG, Tulsa's News and Talk. Welcome back to Cryptocurrency with Matthew J. Moore. It is our last segment. We're running out of time. We had some great guests today, so I'm not going to sit here and jabber. I'm going to turn it right over to Matt. Let him get back to it. Interesting conversation. Hey, Matt, the world is changing, right?
That's
so
right.
we're just kind of trying to stay ahead, or at least on top of the curve,
We've
not
got
behind it.
a front row seat, really.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. And in Tulsa.
Yeah.
Little old Tulsa.
That's right. And we try to bring some of the best guests in the space to come speak and talk with us over the airwaves about all this change that's happening. In fact, I've got my co-host Eric Cooper here with me to navigate this evolution and some would say revolution.
You know, Matt, I love thinking about crypto, and we've had conversations about not watching the cake bake and not watch the market up and down, but it's fun to watch Twitter, to watch LinkedIn, now to watch stuff even happening in our across the street at Vast Bank. This is happening.
Yeah.
It is happening. We're not doing 20 episodes of this show because this is Comic-Con 2.0 or something like that. There are major companies making major changes in their infrastructure. We've got a cool company with David Schwartz from Hedge back on the horn here still. And so we want to get back into the Litecoin because that's, we had to cut them off there.
Well, before we went to break, we were talking about Litecoin. We, talking about what it is, how it works. It's essentially the silver to Bitcoin's gold. A lot of people will use that analogy, and it's a faster version of Bitcoin. But I want to welcome back David. David, are you on the line with us?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, before we took to break, you were talking about how Litecoin has been used to test some of the adaptations or the improvements that would eventually be adopted to Bitcoin's network. But with Litecoin, you guys are also Mimble Wimble. Can you explain that update? I know that sounds kind of silly to a lot of people.
That's my nickname in college.
But yeah, I'm gonna give you the floor there, David. Explain to us what's going on with that update.
Yeah, so Mimble Wimble, it's a funny name for it, but Mimble Wimble extension blocks is what we call it. So MWeb is the acronym, and basically what it is a secondary layer to Litecoin that actually allows transactions to be masked, so you don't know the amount that's being transferred, minus, of course, the sender and the receiver, they would know, and also the amounts that are inside of a public wallet. So just like with Bitcoin and Litecoin currently and others, and Bitcoin's working on something similar as well, but MWeb or Mimble Wimble extension blocks is the thing that's been being worked on for about approximately the last 2 years now by Litecoin developers headed by David Burkett, who is actually from the Grin community, which is another privacy coin. And so he's been nice enough to come on board and make this happen. And so Charlie and others, including myself, feel it's incredibly important for people to be able to have a degree of privacy to their transactions. Just like if I were to open my wallet and give you $20, the entire world does not need to know how much money is in my wallet, nor do they need to know that I gave you $20 necessarily, because it could have been for you buying the pizza tonight, while we're watching, a football game or something.
Right.
And so MWeb does that, and that's basically what that is, and it brings fungibility back into play. If you know what fungibility is, it means basically a dollar is a dollar is a dollar. They're all equal, right? But in the crypto space, especially early on when you had a lot of nefarious stuff going on with Bitcoin through anything from Silk Road to whatever, it doesn't matter, those coins became quote-unquote tainted. And so there could be a propensity to value them less, which then causes there to not be fungibility within Bitcoin or Litecoin or any other coin that may have had something happen to it, which is not the way it should be, because if there's a dollar bill that's used in the real world, regardless of what that dollar bill may have been used for, it's still a dollar bill. And so this brings fungibility back into money, and within Litecoin first, with Bitcoin doing its own version of something similar down the road here.
Right. Well,
that's what MWeb is.
Well, just real quickly. I mean, I know that's been one of the talks in the Bitcoin community is about, restoring better fungibility. Do you think Mimble Wimble has a chance of being adopted to something like Bitcoin?
I think Bitcoin is going to take that, but do it maybe in a little bit of a different spin. It wouldn't be too far off. maybe they call it something else. They have a different, like I said, and maybe they tweak it to be something different. But I know that both Litecoin and Bitcoin are going to be utilizing what's called Taproot.
Yeah.
So I think they'll be very similar, regardless, which is good for both, right? Because, like you mentioned earlier, digital gold, digital silver. People in the real world also identify with gold and silver, and they value both. Though they value them differently, they still value both. They both are a store of value, and they both can still be used to, pay or provide somebody a value for something that they've done. So we see it the same way with Bitcoin and Litecoin. They both end up having this type of fungibility issue fixed, and then they both go on to do additional things that basically both can reciprocate and do those for each other. So,
and David, you've got between running with Hedge and Litecoin, you've got your hands on the Tulsa market. I'm not going to let you go without giving me your outlook on this crypto bull market. What are your personal expectations?
Oh, I'm torn really, because I feel like in my gut that we may be breaking away from a standard 4-year cycle, and we may never see that type of cycle again because of the players that have been coming in the last 6 months, or at least that's when they've been announcing they've been coming in. But those types of players, the institutional type players, the larger moneymaker players and others, what they end up doing is they swallow up what normally would have been sold off by either miners who have been holding them, or from traders who see certain signals and then decide, okay, this is probably when it's going to happen. You may get a drawback to like 50% of what the high is, but I don't know if you're ever going to see 80 or 90% drawbacks anymore like you used to. And so for me, we could be in that literally right now, right? We just had about a 50% pullback in some capacity from Bitcoin's highs earlier in the year, just a few months ago.
Hey, David,
now, right?
I hate to interrupt, but we have to close real quick. Where can people find you?
They can find me on Twitter at DaddyCool1991, and I'm on LinkedIn as well. It's best to try and find me on Litecoin Foundation first from there, because there's a lot of David Schwartzes.
You can also find him at hedge.io, I believe. Hedge.io.
GetHedge.
And GetHedge.io. Thank you for the correction, sir. And of course, Vast Bank is vast.bank. Am
That's
I right?
Absolutely.
Nailed that
Vast
one. Okay,
Bank.
I'm batting 500. Great. We'll see you guys here next week. Thanks for tuning in for Cryptocurrency with Matthew J. Moore on 102.3 KRMG. I'm Russell Mills. See you next Sunday.
A one-stop shop for cryptocurrencies and digital